チャンス到来だ。ナカルちゃん、映えてバズって輝いちゃえ。
Hey everyone, it's Mark! This is my recap for Pokémon Horizons episode 97, the Prankster Stunfisk's Nice Smile. This was the 1329th episode of the Pokemon anime, and the first one that I've done a review for in a while. Let's hope I haven't lost my touch. So we're already in Levincia for the start of this episode, and that's because Dot has come all this way to meet up with Iono. After some small talk that made me feel like an inferior content creator because my setup is nowhere near as good as this, Iono cuts to the chase about why she called Dot here. Iono has heard Nidothank's calls for information about Pokemon with strange behaviors and moves, and she's got a lead. Apparently, Iono has access to surveillance cameras all over Levincia, which sounds pretty creepy if you ask me, but I guess we'll just move past that. They watch back footage of Pokemon getting struck down by some kind of electricity, and upon further review, it's a Stunfisk that's behind these attacks. It's been attacking Pokemon all over the city with unnaturally quick speed, and there's a reason for that, a Lockwium sign. Well, now Dot has to step in and do something about this. She'll be on her own though, because Iono is really busy and is about to start one of her streams. Great. Cut to downtown Levincia, and while Iono is going live, Dot is ready to investigate. She starts walking around and quickly sees an Exceed advertisement talking about how great they are, and Dot hypothesizes that maybe strong spheres are connected to what's going on with this Stunfisk. Right on cue, they witness one of its attacks in a random trainer's Kirlia. They look around and see a pool of mud, and yeah, sure enough, there's a Stunfisk hiding in there. Ouch. For some reason, there was a Rotom smartphone floating around nearby as well, but it flees the scene along with Stunfisk. Our heroes chase after it, and if you have any doubt that they were determined to save the day, they run through the mud puddle. I mean, come on, it's not even that big. Why wouldn't you just walk around the mud? Unbelievable. Oh, and what do they do next? They walk straight into a dark alley. Fantastic. The last time one of our heroes walked into a dark alley in Levincia, they got mugged and hypnotized. Will these kids ever learn? Dot eventually corners this heinous villain and confronts him. This wacko reveals himself to be Maggyo, lover of all things Maggyo, which is the Japanese name for Stunfisk. We cut to commercial for a second, but when we come back, Iono is just finishing up her stream and tries to check in on Dot. While she can't get Dot to pick up the phone, Iono does happen to have a camera pointed at the very dark alley that the showdown is taking place in. How convenient. Anyways, time for the old cliche of the villain revealing their evil scheme, and Maggyo explains that he's been collecting photos of everyone's shocked faces when Stunfisk electrocutes them. His plan is to put all of these together in a video and upload it, so this nutcase is basically just the Pokemon anime's adaptation of idiots on social media who prank people in the name of quote-unquote content, when really they're just harming other people and laughing at them. Dot tries to read him the riot act, but Maggiro's already lost his mind. He reveals that the secret behind their pranks is, you guessed it, a strong sphere. Apparently, he applied to be a product tester for Exceed, so he's been able to use this thing out in public already. His end goal is to be noticed by Iono, which is ironic since he's already done more than catch her attention. Maggyo refocuses on Dot and somehow recognizes her as the person who battled Iono back during the Terastallizes course. Not sure how he remembered that, but he's all fired up to battle now and Dot's ready for action, so Quaxwell jumps into battle. Dot gets the upper hand pretty easily just by firing off some aqua cutters, and Maggyo doesn't take too kindly to getting his butt kicked. This was pretty childish since he's just getting angry at losing a battle. He ramps up the intensity by using his strong sphere, causing Stunfisk to power up and start to go wild. Its speed and power are way up, which is bad news for Quaxwell, who starts getting destroyed pretty quickly. Dot recalls her partner and sends Tinkatuff into battle, so Maggyo may as well just give up now. On the contrary, he's actually pretty happy about the way things are going. Well, okay, maybe not 100% happy because he is caught off guard by Stunfisk's expression. The power of the strong sphere allows them to get the edge early, but Dot turns the tide by having Tinkatuff use Brutal Swing to fend off an Electro Web. Not only does this work, but Dot also notices a steely tip to this Brutal Swing, which Dot identifies as Tinkatuff learning Metal Claw. Dot steps on the gas by whipping out her Terra Orb, and for the first time ever, we see Tinkatuff Terastallize, and her Terra type is revealed to be Steel. This works out great because now they're going to town with Metal Claw, and Stunfisk is losing control. Maggyo is basically ready to call things off at this point, but his partner is going off on a Lockwium-induced rampage, firing off electricity everywhere. Tinkatuff brushes it all aside with her hammer, and eventually lands a death blow with another Terra-boosted Metal Claw. That brings the battle to a close, and really Maggyo is just happy that his partner is finally back to normal. Dot immediately gets a call from Iono, who congratulates her on winning before turning her attention to Stunny the Stunfisk snob. Iono is surprisingly positive towards this freak, who offers to stop making content before Iono tells him that he should try and get her surprised face instead. Alright, and Maggyo sets out to do just that. without the use of his strong sphere, which he throws and smashes onto the ground before running away. The next day, we see that Dot is talking to her friends, who happen to be in a boat headed to Paldea. Dot updates them on what she just experienced, while Alt isn't feeling so great in the background. I didn't really think much about the detail brought up 2 episodes ago that he may suffer from motion sickness, but I guess that's going to be a big part of his character. Anyways, our heroes promise to meet up in Cortando, and Iono shows up one last time to help Dot out. She offers up a Squawkabilly taxi ride, and the episode comes to a close with the stage set for a great big reunion in Cortando. Okay, my first episode back doing regular reviews of Pokémon Horizons, and it was a Dot-focused episode. About a year ago, I was pretty confident in my stance that Dot was my favorite character in Horizons, but I've cooled off on that a little bit since then. Don't get me wrong, I still like her character a lot, but she's not my obvious favorite anymore. So this episode wasn't all that special in my opinion. I think it was a good idea to show us a lot of Dot in action since she's been in the sidelines for the first 7 episodes of this chapter. From here on out, she'll be rejoining the main group, so this episode served its purpose of letting us all see how Dot and her Pokemon have grown in the year since their previous adventure. But still, the episode itself was about some random character that we'll probably never see again, and since we already knew about strong spheres, this didn't exactly drive the plot forward that much. I definitely enjoyed the episode, but I don't think it's going to come as much of a surprise to anyone that I'm giving this episode a 6 out of 10 rating. I'm curious to hear down in the comments if anyone majorly disagrees with that take, and if you're enjoying this video, and even if you don't want to leave a comment, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. It would mean a lot. I'm nowhere near as popular as Iono or Nidothing, so I need all the help I can get to even get close to their level. Well, I think it's pretty clear to me that it's some grown-up adults writing these scripts about characters who are content creators. I did like their depiction of Maggyo in this episode. Unfortunately, there are plenty of people nowadays who do stupid things on social media to try and get attention, and Maggyo is a good example of that in a Pokemon context. So if there's any lesson you all can take away from this episode, it's not to be a stupid idiot that tries to get clout on social media by being rude to other people. Oh, and another important lesson is to not walk through mud puddles or down dark alleys. I still can't believe that happened. These are the things that make me laugh at myself and make me glad that I'm back reviewing new episodes of the Pokemon anime. Since I haven't had the chance yet, I'll comment on the newest opening and ending themes too. In short, I really like the opening. It gets stuck in my head a lot, and the ending is decent too, I guess. Not one of my all-time favorites, but hey, maybe the shot of Ult looking sad on the Brave Olivine is because he's feeling motion sick. Let's talk about the preview for the next episode, which revealed a few different things that surprised me. First, there was this midday form Lycanroc that is 100% going to be revealed as Murdoch's Rockruff having evolved. I'm willing to bet money on that. Then, and I really did not expect this, but we're going to get a Liko versus Katie rematch, and even more shocking was the sight of Katie's Ursaring going one-on-one with Terapagos, so I can't wait to see that next week. With that, my first episode review back is complete. I'm also putting the finishing touches on another video that hopefully you all will enjoy. It's actually been arguably the most requested video I've ever gotten, a ranking of all of Ash's Battle Frontier matches. Once I get that posted, I'll include the link in this video, so maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already out. Regardless, make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.